Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Up channel where we review all sorts of electronic records, mostly drum, bass, and dubstep, but we'll review anything we find interesting. So we do have a special focus on, this is my personal stuff that I like to find is I like to dig in the dollar bins, and I like to find cheap records and review those for you because music shouldn't be temporary. And there's still some amazing music that you can get for less than you would pay for the MP3s. So I think that's cool. So I'm doing something a little new today. I'm going to show you a little bit of my process. We're going to open up this box I just got, which is a big old stack of dollar bin beats that I ordered from Discogs from a dealer. And we'll give you a preview what's to come in the month or two going forward, because we'll need to sit with these and review them and listen to them and get a real opinion of them. So the way I do this is I go on Discogs and I find a dealer that selling some stuff for cheap. Sometimes I like to find the dealers that got old like distribution companies that went out of business. You can find real good records that way, and you can find a lot of crap. So I'm digging through a couple of those things, and then might pick up a couple things that are a little bit more classic and great. So let's take a look what I picked up this time. This box is a little beat. You can see the corners are ripped. I'm hoping the records didn't get too mangled. All right, we got giant packing list. And here we go. Let's see. Let's start off. Right off the bat, this purchase, I purposely picked up a couple things that I want in my collection. A little bit more expensive. Had a little extra spending money, and wanted to pick some stuff up. So I picked up some two records on Prototype. Lemon D, Going Gets Tough, and Symphonic. These are classic. This is in great shape. Super excited about it. Same with this one. Now this is a true classic drum and bass tune. Prototype, Kilimanjaro, and Subway by Ed Rush. Huge tunes. So those were, I think, the only two that I spent more than $2 on. So let's get looking. We've got some stuff on Defunct. Big fan of Defunct, kind of early liquidy stuff that before liquid was a real thing. I've got a lot of the stuff on this label. We'll pretty much always pick it up, especially if it's in the dollar bin. Timeless, lots of great classic stuff on Timeless. It depends, you can see this is unplayed. So I've had a question come to me where it's like, am I buying stuff just because it's cheap? I'm particularly looking. I don't spend a lot of time with these records when I'm ordering them online. I don't listen to the whole thing. I do what I would do kind of in a record store, and if I was in a hurry, I take a couple, skips through the music, see if I like it, see if I want it, if it's on an interesting label or an interesting artist, an artist I like, I'll grab it. So this one's Total Science. I typically like to get stuff on Timeless. It's one of those labels I'll grab. I'm a big fan of Sonic. Now, he wasn't always the most consistent guy, but so there's some stuff that's bad, but I would kind of love to get all of this stuff on Space Recordings, which is his record label. Looking forward to listening to that one. Function, which is another label. It's a Digital's label, which I always try to, it's one of those ones I'd kind of like to get every record on, and they're usually pretty cheap except for some of the real new ones since Digital just recently started releasing it again. So I'm going to keep it going. So we'll check that one out. We've got G2, which was an American-based label, that was distributed in the UK with a lot of, they kind of did harder stuff. If I remember correctly, I kind of dug this tune though. We'll have to check it out. Good looking. This is Easy Rollers. If you see something on Easy Rollers, on Good Looking, not on Good Looking, on why am I having a brain fart? Moving Shadow. I will buy it. I typically buy Moving Shadow stuff unless if it's cheap. Sight Unseen. I don't even think I listened to this one. I just saw it was Easy Shadows, Easy Rollers on Moving Shadows and picked it up. So we've got some Tease, we've got some Tally. Not always been the biggest fan of Tally, but Full Cycle is one of those legendary labels, and I've been collecting it for a while, mostly on the cheap, and will continue to do so. Full Cycle, another Sonic on Space Records, which is Sonic's record label. We've got some Pascal on Frontline. Frontline isn't always my favorite record label. They do a lot of jump up, or at least they used to. But Pascal was always been a part of it, and I'm a big fan of Pascal. He does more funky, atmospheric stuff a lot of times. I think I took a quick listen to this, and I thought it was pretty good. But I'm not. It's not something I'm like super familiar with. We've got Soundtracks. This is Big Bud's label. I have dug almost everything I've heard on Soundtracks, though they definitely went through like a design change after this. This was the very first record they put out. Never heard of the artist. Grabbed it just because that was interesting. Another record on Function. We've got Simon Baseline Smith. Simon Baseline Smith, old school guys, done a lot of work. It's on Function. It's probably going to be some great tear out, heavy. Not tear out's not the right word. It's probably going to be a good break workout with some heavy bass. Can't wait to hear it. We've got something on Vibes Records. This was a label that was run by Subject 13. I don't even know if he still makes music. And this is The Fix and Unknown Factor. I picked this up because of The Fix. Fix was doing some real interesting kind of experimental drum and bass for a while. I will always kind of keep my eye out for them. Next we have, is this on Moving Shadows? Boogie Troit Part 1, Form Records. I'm not sure what this one is. Boogie Troit. Consequence. And I don't know why I picked this up. It caught my eye for some reason. We'll have to, we'll see what that's all about. We got something on 720 by Blame. Oh, no, by KOTP, which I think is a pseudonym for Blame. 720 was run by Blame. It was a sub-label of Good Looking for a long time. There's definitely some good tunes on here for atmospheric stuff that you don't hear too much anymore. Lickable Beats. Easy Rollers since Lickable Beats. Featuring Distorted Minds. Wow. I wonder if I listened to this or not. I don't really like Distorted Minds, but it's Easy Rollers. Oh, it might have been because it has Tommy Knocker on it. This will definitely be an interesting listen on Intercom, which was Easy Rollers label. We've got something on Bingo. We got Zed Bias, who has been in a huge name in dubstep. I think this is kind of early Zed Bias. He's done drum and bass on Exit more recently. Definitely something I'm expecting a little more experimental stuff. Bingo is one of those labels I really liked when I first got into drum and bass because it was kind of jump uppy, but not too crazy jump uppy. I still have kind of a weak spot, even though there's some tunes on here that are absolutely horrible. Another thing on Vibes, right? Yeah. And it's ASC. It's EP. It's two plates from ASC. I love ASC. Can't wait to check that one out. Infrared. We've got Future Brown and Codec on Infrared. Infrared is Adam F's label. He works a lot with Future Bound. It's could be kind of jump uppy, could be a little bit more techy depending on what era it's from. I don't remember. Check that out. Sonic and Silver Generation Dub EP. So Sonic and Silver together on Trouble on Vinyl, and I think I really liked Generation Dub when I browsed through it. Another 2-plate EP. Looking forward to checking that out. Phantom Audio, another digital label. with Nat Klaxon, who we reviewed in a previous Dollar Bin Beats, and I picked it up because I saw his name, and I think he only had like 2 or 3 releases, so that piqued my interest just enough to pick it up. Some Dying clips. I will probably hate this, and some custom clips. Once again, I'll probably hate this. I am not a fan of Clips' sound on Full Cycle, but it was Full Cycle. It was cheap. Wanted it in my collection. You know, it's definitely, some people are into this stuff, so it's worth reviewing. Something on Fuse record. Another Sonic. Fuse is a label that's owned by A-Sides, or it was owned by A-Sides. I don't think he releases anything on it anymore. It was kind of for more up-and-coming artists. But I'm a big fan of Sonic. Don't know what this one is at all. I didn't even think I picked up any white labels. Well, don't know what it is. Can't wait to check it out. Got some Utah Jazz. He can be kind of hit or miss for me, but this was on his label. I dig the art. Dread. Some Ray Keith. I've gotten kind of more into Ray Keith ever since the advent of Instagram, believe it or not, because he always has these hard beats in his studio. So I picked this one up, sight unseen. Just thought, hey, it's 2 plates. It's like $4 for the EP. Might have something really cool on it. And then we have Crust Decoded. I got this for $6. It is... it's even got the Talking Loud thing. The whole album. Now, there's some Crust I love. There's some Crust I'm pretty mad on. But there's one of his entire album for $6. Had to grab that. Trying to fill out the last couple plates of my L Plates collection. And this one happens to be silver, so dig him. So that's worth picking up no matter what. And then the Future with the Roomba sessions on V Records with SUV and Pat Life and Easy Rollers. I'm a big fan of all those guys. It's got a comics remix. I would really do like the Latin sounds that were real popular in the mid 2000s. There's like a mix. I'd have to go dig it up that I absolutely loved. That was nothing but Latin influenced drum and bass. So I always kind of keep my eye out for it. V was releasing a lot of that stuff. Plus another 2-plate EP that I got for under $5. So that's what you can expect coming up. If you're digging any of those records, let me know. Or, make sure to like and subscribe and all that jazz. We'll talk to you later.